Hey there, survivors! Welcome to Inside the Walking Dead, where we dive deep into the untold stories, shocking decisions, and hidden secrets of your favorite post-apocalyptic world. Today, we're tackling one of the most controversial and emotional moments in The Walking Dead history. Why Judith replaced Carl. Carl Grimes was more than just a character. He was the heart and soul of the series. From the very first episode, we watched him grow from a scared little boy into a brave young survivor. But in Season 8, the unthinkable happened. Carl was bitten by a walker, and his death left fans reeling. But as one Grimes fell, another rose to take his place. We'll explore everything from Carl's role in the comics to the behind-the-scenes decisions that led to his departure. We'll analyze Judith's rise to prominence, the thematic reasons for this change, and what it all means for the future of The Walking Dead. So grab your supplies, lock the doors, and let's get started, because this is a story you won't want to miss. To understand why Carl's death was such a big deal, we need to start with his role in Robert Kirkman's comics. In the source material, Carl Grimes is the central figure of the story. He's not just Rick's son, he's the future of the apocalypse. From the very beginning, Carl is forced to grow up fast, learning to survive in a world where the dead walk and the living can be even more dangerous. One of the most iconic moments in the comics is Carl's transformation after the death of his mother, Lori. In issue 48, Carl is forced to shoot Lori to prevent her from turning into a walker. This moment shapes Carl's character, hardening him and preparing him for the challenges ahead. As the series progresses, Carl becomes a leader in his own right. He takes on more responsibility, protects his family, and even stands up to Negan. By the end of the comics, Carl is a symbol of hope and resilience, proof that even in the darkest times, humanity can endure. But in the show, Carl's arc took a different turn. While he still had moments of bravery, like saving Rick from the governor, his story was cut short. So why did the show deviate from the comics? And what did Carl's death mean for the future of the series? In the show, Carl Grimes was played by Chandler Riggs, who brought a unique blend of vulnerability and strength to the role. From the very first episode, Carl was a central figure in the story. We watched him grow from a scared little boy into a brave young survivor, facing challenges that would break even the strongest adults. One of Carl's defining moments came in Season 3 when he was forced to shoot his mother, Lori, after she died giving birth to Judith. This moment mirrored the comics and showed just how much Carl had grown, but it also marked a turning point for his character, as he began to grapple with the emotional toll of survival. Another key moment came in Season 6, when Carl was shot in the eye by Ron Anderson. This injury became a defining feature of his character, symbolizing the sacrifices he had made to protect his family. But perhaps Carl's most controversial moment came in Season 8, when he was bitten by a walker while helping Sadiq. This decision shocked fans as it deviated from the comics and cut Carl's story short. So why did the showrunners make this decision, and how did it impact the series? Chandler Riggs, the actor who played Carl, was just 18 years old when his character was killed off. According to reports, Riggs had even bought a house near the set, expecting to stay on the show for years to come. But in a shocking twist, the showrunners decided to write Carl out of the story. In interviews, Riggs admitted that he was blindsided by the decision. He had just graduated high school and was preparing to balance his acting career with college. But instead of continuing Carl's journey, he was told that his character would be killed off. Fans were outraged, and the backlash was immediate. Many felt that Carl's death was unnecessary and that it undermined the show's connection to the comics. Others speculated that the decision was made to cut costs or to shake up the story. But according to showrunner Scott Gimple, Carl's death was a creative decision meant to drive the story forward. In an interview, Gimple explained that Carl's death would have a profound impact on the other characters, especially Rick and Michonne. So, while Carl's death was controversial, it was also a turning point for the series. But as one Grimes fell, another rose to take his place: Judith. Judith Grimes was introduced in Season 3 as the daughter of Rick and Lori. Her birth was a moment of hope in a world gone mad, but it also came with tragedy. Lori died during childbirth, leaving Judith to be raised by Rick, Carl, and eventually Michonne. In the early seasons, Judith was more of a symbol than a character. She represented the future of the Grimes family and the possibility of a better world. But as the series progressed, Judith's role began to expand. One of the most heartwarming moments came in Season 5, when Judith took her first steps. This small but significant moment showed that even in the apocalypse, life goes on. But it wasn't until Carl's death that Judith truly stepped into the spotlight. As the last remaining Grimes child, Judith became the new face of hope for the survivors. After Carl's death, Judith Grimes stepped into the spotlight as the new face of the Grimes family. But she wasn't just a replacement. She was a symbol of hope, resilience, and the future. Let's take a look at some of the key moments that defined Judith's rise to prominence. One of the most iconic moments came in Season 9, when Judith was shown wielding Michonne's katana. This wasn't just a cool visual, it was a statement. Judith wasn't just a survivor, she was a fighter, ready to protect her family and her community. Another defining moment came in Season 10, when Judith stood up to the Whisperers. Despite being just a child, Judith showed incredible courage, proving that she was more than capable of holding her own in the apocalypse. But perhaps Judith's most emotional moment came in Season 11, when she reunited with Daryl and Carol after the fall of the Commonwealth. This moment showed just how much Judith had grown, not just as a fighter, but as a leader. So why did the show choose Judith to replace Carl? And what does her rise to prominence mean for the future of The Walking Dead? Thematically, Judith's rise to prominence aligns with the show's shift toward hope and rebuilding. While Carl's story was defined by trauma and loss, Judith's story is about hope and resilience. She represents the next generation of survivors, the ones who will inherit the world after the apocalypse. One of the key themes of The Walking Dead is the idea of legacy. Carl's death was a tragic reminder of the cost of survival, but Judith's story offers a glimmer of hope for the future. She's proof that even in the darkest times, there's still a chance for a better tomorrow. Another important theme is the idea of family. Judith isn't just Rick and Michonne's daughter, she's the daughter of the entire community. Her relationships with Daryl, Carol, and even Negan show that family isn't just about blood. It's about the bonds we form in the face of adversity. So, while Carl's death was heartbreaking, it paved the way for Judith to become the new face of hope in The Walking Dead. And as the series continues to evolve, one thing is clear: the Grimes legacy is in good hands. Of course, no major change in The Walking Dead would be complete without some wild fan theories. Let's take a look at some of the most popular theories about Judith and Carl. One popular theory is that Carl's death was necessary to set up Rick's return. According to this theory, Carl's death will serve as a catalyst for Rick's eventual reunion with Judith and Michonne. Another theory suggests that Judith's story will tie into the CRM's plans. As we've seen in The Walking Dead: World Beyond, the CRM is working on a new society, and Judith could play a key role in their plans. And then there's the theory that Judith is immune to the Walker virus. While there's no concrete evidence to support this, it's an intriguing idea that could change everything we know about the apocalypse. So, what do you think? Are these theories plausible, or are they just wishful thinking? Let us know in the comments. With spin-offs like The Ones Who Live and Daryl Dixon on the horizon, there's no telling how Judith's story will unfold. Could she reunite with Rick? Or will she forge her own path in the apocalypse? One possibility is that Judith will play a key role in the CRM's plans. As the daughter of Rick Grimes, she could be seen as a valuable asset, or a potential threat. Another possibility is that Judith will team up with Daryl in his spin-off. After all, Daryl has always been a father figure to Judith, and their bond could be explored in new and exciting ways. Whatever happens, one thing is clear: Judith Grimes is here to stay. And as the Walking Dead universe continues to expand, her role will only become more important. So why did Judith replace Carl in The Walking Dead? The answer is a combination of behind-the-scenes decisions, thematic shifts, and the need for a new generational leader. While Carl's death was a heartbreaking moment, it paved the way for Judith to become the new face of hope in the apocalypse. From her iconic moments to her potential role in the spin-offs, Judith Grimes is proof that even in the darkest times, there's still a chance for a better tomorrow. And as the series continues to evolve, one thing is clear: the Grimes legacy is in good hands. Thanks for watching this deep dive into why Judith replaced Carl in The Walking Dead. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns of your favorite shows. And let us know in the comments, what do you think the future holds for Judith Grimes? Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.